Good morning, everyone. I just want to create my first video. I'm going to be doing these probably 4 days a week, 5 days a week, hopefully. I just want to kind of get out there, really start showing you guys my patterns that I look for on higher time frames today. We'll go through some on lower time frames in the coming days next week. This is more educational today, and this will be really just over Bitcoin. I'm going to show you how I caught some of the local tops past last year when everyone was screaming 100 to 200K. We will also give away $200 in trading accounts on this video. There will be two winners. I will tell you how to win those later in the video. I think I'm just going to do a make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, like the video, and comment on it, and I'll pull a couple winners tomorrow and contact you in the comments below. Other than that, let's get the video started. I just want to show you how I caught some local tops this past year, really in 2021, when everyone was screaming new local highs to 100K, 200K. I saw 350K. It was ridiculous. So let's get started. The number one thing as everyone knows, if you follow me on Twitter, my handle is in the description of this video below. I only use the awesome oscillator. I use one indicator now. I used to use 10, 15 indicators, and it was absolutely ridiculous. Everything was conflicting and confusing. I also use very few drawing tools for everyone on Twitter. I don't even use these tools. I just do it for visuals for people. I just, once you get used to seeing the patterns, you'll be able to just take the trades yourself without using any of these drawing tools. They're all useless, really, but they're a nice visualization. So I'm going to show you how this short played out. I'm going to show you how this short played out. I'm going to show you how this long played out. And these are the major ones I caught in 2021. Yes, they took months to play out, but this is the 3-day chart. And if you haven't added this indicator already, just go up to indicators, type in awesome oscillator. It is a momentum indicator based off of EMAs, and it just shows you the strength of the market. Another thing I do is this is the balance line of the momentum indicator. 0.00 is this balance line. As you can see, it flips above the balance line, all this price. This is below the balance line. Other than that, that's how I trade. I look for shorts on any time frame when we are above the balance line, the momentum, and I look for longs when we're below the balance line. And all I do is look for lower peaks or higher peaks, and that's how I know to short. So let's go back in time, back in March of 2021 when I initially caught the first short, when we were pumping up from all the way from sub 6K way back here. You can even go further back, sub 6K, and the pump just rode up to 65,000, really close on BitMEX. But again, all I'm looking for is shorts above the balance line. And what I was looking for as we rode up to 65K, which was an insane bull run, and it actually mimicked the same run as U.S. stocks, right? So stocks peaked there as well, then dropped off, and then stocks peaked again, and then dropped off, driving crypto down with it, since they really like to trade the same with each other. They're really coupled at the hip. So anyway, let's look at price action. Price pushes up to 19,000. Momentum is pushing higher down here, as you can see. Price pushes again up to 40,000. Momentum clearly goes above this peak. To get a peak, you need alternating colors, green to red. So that's a peak forming right here, green to red. That's one peak. Again, peak, a little higher. Once we get this red bar just indicates we've lost momentum, and that this red bar, or this bar is lower than the previous bar. So we created a peak here. Then it drives up again, which is crazy. It was, like I said, an insane bull run. We drive up again here. We're higher than this peak. This peak comes up. This peak is higher. So again, price is looking strong here. And now finally we create a peak here, green to red. But you notice something here. We've lost momentum. This peak now is finally lower than this peak on the 3-day. And as you can tell, this takes months to play out some of these long-term trades. We've lost momentum. As you can see, we just drive all the way down, right? I can actually really just kind of drive this. As you can see, price is driving up, Momentum is being lost, going down the slope. So this peak is lower. This would be your first shorting bar right here. On this red bar, I would say probably in the middle of it. So that's about a day and a half in. You would have started layering shorts on this bar. You have price driving up. So you got a divergence forming with the momentum driving down. Market's getting weak. This candle, somewhere in here, is where you would start shorting. So 52, 53. And then it drives up again to 65. This is why you don't over leverage. You ensure you have enough margin. And if you are using margin trading to stay in this trade, we lost momentum again. It tried to drive higher here on this peak. Price drove higher, momentum got weaker. You'd again start adding on more shorts on this bar on the 3-day. Again, you can see it takes a long time for these trades to play out. Again, price breaks back down. You would have got some nice entries in this cut because price was in here for the 3-day the most. You would have got some nice entries at 60,000. Price breaks down. You could have cleared all profit, including profit on this trade if you wanted to. But again, we have this peak forming, green to red. Okay? You would add more shorts in here on this candle here. Sorry. Trying to make sure on this candle here, somewhere in here between 50 and 58,000, you would have got some nice shorts. And then days later, price just tanks, right? And you would have cleared all these shorts. Even if you would have cleared them here, you could take profit. Don't get greedy. I always recommend don't get greedy. So I think I sold most of my stacks somewhere in this candle or this candle. I can't remember. That was a year ago. I didn't wait for these lows. I didn't expect 30,000. But you could have waited till the momentum turned green and really sold your stack here. But I just don't get greedy because sometimes the markets can reverse. So let's look where the market reverses. So that trade, if we look at it, literally from the entry point to the exit points, if you would have waited, would have took 23 bars. And that's at 3 days a bar, right? 69 days. So that would have took 69 days to play out your trade. It's crazy, and like this is why patience. I always scream patience. They're not quick trades, especially on the 3-day. You can find intraday scalps and swing trades once you zoom in, but it's the same methodology. You just don't target as big of moves. You have smaller stops, so on and so forth. So we got price trying to drive down here. So as price is driving down, you can see momentum is getting stronger this time. So momentum's getting stronger as price is driving down. Again, you're looking for longs now since we are on the opposite side under the balance line. So again, we got a peak here formed here and here, right? Peak here and here formed, and then a peak here and here. So you first add your longs on this bar here, and we'll make this one green just because we're longing. And then we'd add more here. Look, price tries to break down again, doesn't. We'd add more here. So on this bar, we have a lower peak. It's getting stronger on this bar. You'd add more around 34,000. And then price just eventually, 3, 6, 9, 12, about 15 days later, just takes off. Again, that would have taken a couple weeks to play out. And then this is how I caught back in November when everyone was screaming 350K, how I caught the shorts, right? Price is above the balance line. Everyone's screaming longs. I'm screaming shorts. I got in around 65K, and I'll show you the exact candle. Price is trying to drive up. Price drives up higher, creating the AO versus PA divergence. Here's the divergence. As you can see, the slope. Here's the peak forming, green to red. I shorted and told everyone, and I got made fun of, called an idiot for multiple people, many DMs. I shorted this candle right here, and as you can see, price stayed in the 65. Let's bring that down here. Price stayed in the 65,000 range for quite a few days here, right? So I got in at 65,000, kept saying I was averaging in. even in some lower, but I got in, I think, on an average price of 65,000, right around there, and price just tanks when everyone's, like I said, screaming for longs, and we just tanked straight down and all the way back down. And really, you could have sold all the way on this candle here where we started reversing with a green AO. Again, it doesn't work all the time, but this does have a 95% hit rate, and I was calling for shorts here. Everyone was calling for $1,000 in Sol, and I think Sol was at 240, 250 in this at this time. And I was saying we peaked again. The whole market's peaked, and you know the few that listened were who followed me at the time, great. And a lot of people lost a lot of money. So for the giveaway, before we continue, for the giveaway, just like this video, comment on the video below, and I'll pick two winners in about 24 hours, and I will reach out to you on YouTube via the comments. I will use Pickall for the winners, or whoever does YouTube. I haven't done YouTube for a while. Right now, we're looking for the divergence on longs here on Bitcoin. It's actually looking good for longs, believe it or not, the market. So the current setup right now is price is fairly stagnant. We were trying to break below 18,000 here, and it just can't. We'll just actually make it just like this. Actually, it's there's really no divergence forming, but at the end of the day, I call the horizontal line a divergence as well. This is kind of like a homemade method. Um, as you can see, we're getting stronger and stronger on the 3-day. I didn't enter because I mean the market globally the markets are just awful. I mean I'm expecting actually some pushes up. We're red now, so I will add on. I might long here. If these red bars do not go below this peak here when it rotated, I might add on, or I might actually take some longs, not add on. I'm not in any position right now. But at the end of the day, maybe here in a week, I'll post on Twitter that I took some longs and maybe discuss in a video if this just weekly does one of these, right? On momentum. So looking for the next 3-day peak. We're a couple days out from it. If it strengthens, and I might take some longs here. But globally, the markets just look like trash. I mean, if you look at U.S. indices, they are rebound a little bit from the futures overnight. I think they were down like over 400 at one point. I mean, if you look here, down to 29.7, yeah, so over 400 at one point already this morning. But other than that, that is what I look for any time frame. Larger the time frame, the greater the take profit. The wider the stops, the lower leverage I use, the smaller time frame. If I get down to about the 5-minute. I even scalp the 5-minute. 5-minute charts or intraday swing trade, like say the 1-hour charts, even the 2 4-hour intraday swing trade. But sometimes those 4-hour ones will last like a day or two on the trades, a 4-hour time frame. But as you're in, you can be in multiple times. As you can see here, I'm going to just show you on Bitcoin, multiple times I can be in long-term shorts, and you can have plenty of intraday in these candles, like on the 1-hour, 30-minute, mini longs, right? Mini longs and additional shorts. But that's why I love PrimeXBT. I only trade on PrimeXBT. It's in the comments. If you really appreciate, if you enjoy my content, to use PrimeXBT, my referral link in the actually description of the video. It helps keep my content free. But yeah, just sign up for PrimeXBT. It's no KYC. It just needs an email to sign up. If you want to use 50% off fees and 7% deposit bonus, those are in the description of the video as well. Again, I will, about 24 hours, choose two winners, a $150 and a $50 funded trading account on PrimeXBT. All you have to do right now is subscribe to this video, like this video, and comment below, and I will reach out to the two winners on YouTube in about 24 hours. And I will be giving away 150 or $50 trading accounts on each one of these videos for the next 2 to 3 weeks, probably actually maybe even indefinitely. And I will be doing these videos on market updates on not just Bitcoin. I know this is more educational on this trade, or I'm sorry, on this video, but I will be doing daily updates. I will keep the minimum or maximum video length usually around 15 minutes. I don't want to go over 15 minutes. I think that's plenty, maybe 20 at max. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter or YouTube. You can just comment. I have my Twitter handle that I am most active on. Again, below in my video description. So that will be all. I will um, record my next video on Monday. So in a couple days, everyone have a great weekend, and we will chat soon.